Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And we love to just hang out with you and make you feel good about the place you call home, because when you walk in the front door, well, wait a minute, how is your front door?
Well, it's in desperate need of a replacement. Yeah.
So when you walk in that front door, whether you haven't gotten in yet or not, you want to feel great. And
well, what I always say is, there's the window that the football went through when my daughter threw it to me and I missed the catch and it went right into the window.
We need a new front door.
We do.
So what do you think about, what are the options when it comes to choosing a new front door? Because the front door can do so much, and there's some eye-catching ideas out there. So let's talk through and walk through the different ways that you could fancy up your front door. So there's traditional wood raised panel.
Love the raised panel. Yeah. And again, the front door is really, it's imperative that you kind of match, at least reference the architectural style of the home. Because if you get a super mid-century door that looks like something from Frank Sinatra's house,
and you don't want like a castle medieval,
it makes you, even though if you don't know about design, something makes you go, huh? What's going on here, right?
Feels a little awkward.
So you definitely want to look at some images and find out what time period that your house was built, what kind of doors were happening at that time, and then you can find new modern doors that kind of reference that style.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because the idea is, if it's too much out of whack, it's going to, it's kind of like an outfit, right? If you're wearing something
a nice suit and some clown shoes, it is that obvious. It makes a huge difference. So it's really important, because that's the focal point of the house from the front. Obviously, all architects design their homes generally to have your eye go there, at the front of the property when you're looking at the house.
Another way to go is to get a contemporary double door with glass and side lights.
And that would be great, again, if it were retro and mid-century.
Right.
And that's really kind of popular
and what do you mean
right now.
What do you mean by mid-century?
So architecturally, mid-50s, early 60s.
Bunch.
Yeah, Brady Bunch,
Frank Sinatra.
Hugh Hefner, notice how my references go to Hugh Hefner.
Okay. Well, the great articles, I understand.
Always had great reading in those magazines. So it's going to have that look and feel. Things are going to look very sort of low, one-story, Frank Lloyd Wright is a little early, but more in that sort of 1950s look.
You could also
Neutra, that kind of guy.
Yeah. You could also go for a contemporary steel door. That's a good-looking front door.
That is, and again, that's going to work great on a modern with a big, solid handle. Going to be very obvious that this is almost utilitarian and industrial looking.
So not a craftsman. We don't want that in a craftsman.
We don't want
to
do that. Yeah, but those steel doors are generally used to separate garages and homes in case fires break out from the automotive stuff that's in the garage. Now they kind of put it in front doors, and it looks great in modern applications.
So that wouldn't work for like a ranch house.
No, I think it would be too modern.
So very specific.
Very specific.
Very specific.
Again, right.
How about the fiberglass with side lights?
So here's what I love about fiberglass products. If it's a door that's exposed to sunlight and elements and rain, and you don't have an overhang, and it's really out there, sort of obviously exposed to elements, then the fiberglass works great. It'll never, ever rot. It feels a little bit lighter when you swing it, and that kind of turns some people off, because you want that substantial feel to a front door.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it depends on the style. So things like a craftsman door, with side lights, where you've got the clapboard siding on the house and the beautiful details that kind of reference that period with craftsman architecture. That can be really lovely. And those are a little clunkier in terms of the look of the door, so they'll be a little heavier even though they are fiberglass. But they can come in pre-painted, pre-stained looks. You can paint them yourself. Great product.
And they're also pretty durable and good insulation.
Very much so,
So you have to kind of weigh what you're looking for.
You can ding them, put dents in them, and they're not as easy to patch and repair blend as wood.
Oh, really?
So that is a consideration if you have a crazy house like me with 500 balls and things going into windows and doors. You'd have to use Bondo to kind of recreate the texture of the fiberglass. So take that in consideration. But they're great to stave off the elements.
And so fiberglass really comes in any kind of architectural style.
Style, look, feel, exact.
This is more of a feel as opposed to like a look. Okay.
Like imagine a kitchen cabinet door that's thin with just glass in it, and it feels so light that it almost doesn't swing on its own. It's just flopping around out there. you can
That
get
might
that.
bug you.
It
you
might
know?
bug you
Yeah.
if you've got a substantial, beautiful entryway and then this light, flimsy-looking door. No good.
How about one of those single arched doors that look so classic, and some of the condos like in San Francisco,
Sure.
or certain districts, it has a historic look to it to
That's
me.
right.
Really
I mean,
beautiful.
to go from a traditional square opening to a curve is a bit of you have to reframe everything. So when you commit to doing that, realize you're going to be in for some new construction in that front area.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't go from square to arch that easily. But if you already have that arch in your door frame, then it's easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because I think that when you see that painted a vibrant color,
Love it.
really, really pretty. Or you see people that have decorative glass front doors with side lights, really pretty.
Sure.
You may wonder about the security of it.
Very good point. And if it's dual glazed, which means 2 panes of glass, it'll give you more energy efficiency. It's a little more difficult to break through. If you do have side lights, you want to make sure it's far enough from the deadbolt, so if someone does break the glass, they can't easily reach around and open that lock for you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, consider that when it comes to side lights and a lot of exposed glass on a front door. You want to make sure that it's not that easy to break in, get your arm around, and open the door from the inside.
But it sure is gorgeous looking.
It's gorgeous, and it lets a lot of
distinctive.
light in, and a lot of times that area of the house is in darkness inside the house. So to have that ability to have light coming from the front door makes a huge difference.
What do you think about the decorative iron on the front door? I mean, I've seen this, and it's another kind of I think a statement.
Yeah,
look.
it almost gets into Spanish, feel, or like New Orleans kind of architecture,
New Orleans,
sort of that French
very true.
influence a
Yes,
bit. So,
yes.
So that's, again, a very specific architectural style, and you don't want to put it on the wrong house. It can work, but make sure you look at the history of the time period from which the architect was trying to kind of cop that feel before you select a front door, so you know what the historical reference of design is to that particular look.
And if it does work for the look of your home, I mean, the good news is that you could have this beautiful double door entryway that provides the iron, as a solution over glass behind it. And now it's going to give you that added security.
That's exactly
with
right.
this kind of your own little personality, right?
That's right. Good idea.
What do you think about a double arched mahogany door?
Well, I love the double door, because when people come to the door, you can fling both doors open and go, "Welcome to Fantasy Island." It's got that feel to it, doesn't it? So yeah, I like it. I mean, nothing better than a wide open, accessible double front door. It just makes you feel welcome when you come to the front.
It's
and
a statement.
Gives
it really
you
is.
way more light
Yeah.
if you have glass on the front panel, and it is, again, a statement. So, if it's in proportion to the house and it works.
A stone house, especially,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You have to have some heft.
You do.
It
Good
can't just
point.
be like this little baby.
A tiny, like two room home with a
hobbit
double
home.
door.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
I think that's a little much. But
and what do you think about the glass with transom kind of a door? We have this for our
love
back entry
those.
door.
Yeah,
It's
again,
very thick glass.
the transoms are great. Again, more light. I think anytime you can get more light into the area where the door is, it just is in your favor completely. You can see sometimes who's coming through the door. If you've got dual glazed, big architectural, one light, when they talk about doors and windows, you refer to how many panes of glass there are by calling it a light. So a one light would mean just one big glass opening.
Yeah.
A 6 light would mean 6 little panes on that window.
Oh, that's a good tip.
That's how they
and
talk
this is
about
like
windows.
almost a piece of glass with a frame.
That's it. And again, it's a little more modern. It can kind of go a little country too, a bit, and kind of mix the styles a little together.
And you can add a pop of color to it.
Yep, you sure can.
But we have this as our back door, and we love it because then you can, it acts as more light coming into our kitchen and the back entry. So
and you can look out the glass and go, shh, stop barking.
Exactly. That
Easier
too.
when you look at the dog.
You can go to our website, yourhomewizards.com. It's always all there. Check it out. Say hi, and until next time, remember this: the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.
While you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.